let's start off with a general overview of the market activity we're seeing in Zimbabwe at the moment and your expectations for the trading week ahead.
Hi. Generally, the market has been relatively quiet over the last week. Probably between $1.5 million and $2 million worth of trades have been going through per day, with most of that concentrated in the bigger blue chips, which is Equinet, Delta, and Inscore. There's been a bit of demand also in counters such as Seedco, and there were one or two big trades last week in other counters such as RTG, which is a tourism counter. We are hoping that this month will start off. It started quite well today. We are hoping that the rest of the month will continue, and then it will be pretty much the same as last month, if not better.
Well, David, there seems to be a need to distinguish between the industrial and mining sector's performance because barring the performance today, the general trend has been for the mining sector to trend lower. We've just seen figures released by the Chamber of Mines showing that the mining sector produced minerals worth $379 million in the first quarter and forecast 44% growth this year. What market reaction do you foresee, and is it enough to effect a turnaround within the mining space specifically?
Okay, today there was little reaction to those figures. As you mentioned, the index traded flat. Going forward, that production and the levels of production should go up. We're hoping that it will reflect on the market in the listed counters such as Rio and Gold, as well as Wange. So far this year, most of the mining counters have been negative, with Wange being the only one in the positive. So we're hoping that this news, along with the potential growth in the sector, will move it upwards.
It's a bit of a tricky context to consider, though, where, yes, some economists say that the sectors in the mining or the companies within the mining space, like those operating in gold and platinum specifically, are likely to grow further. We've got that very contentious issue around the indigenization law. So how do you see that tipping the scales?
That indigenization bill will be due for formalization on the 10th of May, which is a few days from now. It has thrown a bit of confusion into the market, and the uncertainty has been met with quite a bit of selling on the minings. I think if maybe there's some sort of certainty going forward, investors will react as such, and they should move from there.
Well, amidst it all, we've had rumorings of a gold mining group, New Dawn, possibly considering a listing on the Zimbabwean Stock Exchange. With this possibility, what's your take on a company like that and the possible investor interest it could receive?
Okay, New Dawn had invested last year in Gold, which is one of the listed mining companies. They hadn't been performing prior to that Gold. Their production had stalled, and New Dawn had put new money in. So with that new money coming in, we're expecting production levels to have increased. They haven't released their figures yet, but we're hoping that the figures will be positive this time around. And with New Dawn perhaps coming in, it will be another counter to watch on the minings.
Of course, that is largely speculative news at this stage, less based on speculation. Tractive Power. Now, it's a smaller company. It's a company that we haven't really looked at in the past, and it was out with results today. First of all, give us some background to the company and what we're actually looking at here.
Okay, sure. Tractive, it's quite a small company in terms of listing market cap. It's only 15 million US. So in comparison to some of the bigger ones, it's quite a bit smaller. It's concentrated in three sectors in the economy. One is the mining sector, which is Barzim, which is their company there. They sell mining equipment, which is earth-moving equipment, as well as materials to the mining industry. That was profitable for the 6 months, and they have been having quite a lot of demand there on the mining and that sector. The other division is Farmic, which is tractors and generators. Again, there's been a lot of demand. I think it's over 50% increase in tractor demand, and there was a big increase in generators due to the power shortages.
So you could really draw a parallel between this company and Barlow World, for example, where you could get into that commodity story indirectly through a player like this. Do you see the numbers that were released today presenting strong enough of an investment case?
Yes, we think so. Their turnover is going up. There's quite a lot of demand still in the sectors, construction and in farming. So we expect it to be quite a good one going forward. PE is not too high, it's just under 10. So I think it should be a speculative buy going forward.